Okay, everybody, welcome back. I'm here at the Nethercutt Car Museum. This is inside one of the showrooms. We're going to take a look at some of the beautiful vehicles here. Okay, come join me. So here, right off the back, we have a 1955 Ford Thunderbird. In 1955, Ford Thunderbird was designed and built to rival Chevy's exciting new 1954 Corvette. The Thunderbird with V8 power and roll-up glass windows outsold the Corvettes immediately. Ford described the car as a true high-performance car with all the convenience of a family sedan. So this particular Ford Thunderbird has 193 horsepower, 8 cylinders, and this was built in Detroit, Michigan. 1955 Ford Thunderbird. Look how pretty that color is. To me, that color is so beautiful. If you're a car person and you like colors, to me, that is like prime. Look at the color. That is just such a beautiful, beautiful coloration of the car. Let me kind of back up to let you guys see that. To me, that is a beautiful, beautiful vehicle. That is pretty. Very beautiful, very nice. What's kind of cool too is when you come up here, this is a 1927 Lincoln Cutaway engine. This was the Model L, a V8. So this is an example of the engine here. So extremely beautiful as well. This is the engine. It's amazing to think how powerful, these engines are when you really think about it. It's kind of amazing. Kind of reminds me of a heart, like when you really think about the valves and how everything works in pumps. It's unbelievably interesting. Let's go ahead and see what else we have here. This is a 1983 DeLorean. So this was about $25,000 when new back in 1983. So that's no joke. I mean, even in today's money, that's a lot of money. DeLorean, former vice president of General Motors, started his own company to build an ethical sports car that would be ecologically correct. Unfortunately, quality, performance, production ultimately led to legal problems that forced an early bankruptcy. Only about 8,500 DeLoreans were built. The body panels are in painted brushed stainless steel. Kind of reminds me of a Tesla. When you look at it now, like when you look at the coloration, it's like it has that Tesla look. But this was probably most famous for the Back to the Future films. Doc and Marty McFly. This is a 1952 Fiat. So this particular Fiat evolved from Fiat's very popular Fiat 500. The 500C station wagon was a true multi-purpose vehicle. Fiat pioneered the microcar movement in Europe. The previous owner of this car completed a full restoration from 2007 to 2010. The exterior finish was completed by custom and motorcycle legend Butch Brenza, known as one of the best custom painters in the world. This car was bought at an auction in 2011, and now it's here. This vehicle back in 1952 was only $575. Wow. Not bad. Only about 17 horsepower, so not too powerful, but that is a really interesting paint job. The green with that wood look is really, really beautiful. So very nice. This is a 1926 Bugatti Type 23. The Type 23 Bugatti was an affordable small car from the same builder whose race cars dominated European racing throughout the 2 decades before World War II. The car is in its original unrestored condition and has a fabric body of cloth by Gatz and Grummer of France. This car was bought at the Paris show in 1926. This vehicle has a 40 horsepower and it's 4-cylinder, and it was built in France. It kind of reminds me of a leather boot. Like when I look at that, I think of like one of my leather shoes, just right off the back. But it's a very, very interesting kind of a look. This is a 1933 American Austin Bantam Coupe. The American Austin is very similar to the British Cushion, but with much more style. The very attractive American Austin was designed by Russian industrial designer Count Alex, who is known for his streamlined designs. With only a 75-inch wheelbase, it was the smallest car built in the U.S. So, wow. Yeah, that's a tiny, when you really look at the wheels, that's a tiny little car. But Only 15 horsepower, but that is stylish. I'm not going to lie. That is a very beautiful color, very beautiful style, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, this is a 1923 Kissel Model 8 126 White Eagle Speedster. So German immigrants William and George Kissel started out as farmers, then grocers, and then manufacturers of farm equipment. In 1906, their brothers started the Kissel Motor Car Company. By 1929, Kissel was well known and introduced the Kissel White Eagle Speedster with its unique golf mounts, side mount spare tires, and cut down doors. Oh, I see that. It's a luxurious sports machine and a powerful performer. This had about 126 horsepower, 8-cylinder, and this was built in Hartford, Wisconsin. It was about $3,300 when new. But yeah, when you look at this car, look how small the doors are. Like the door is tiny. So I guess that made it popular. And then the fact that you could put your golf equipment, you can kind of see there, you could strap it on. That also made it kind of unique. But what a very, very unique car, the White Eagle Speedster. Very unique, very beautiful though. I like cars of this era because I felt like there was much more creativity and art. I feel like cars now, they all kind of look the same. Okay, let's move forward. This is a 1948 MG Model T Roadster. MG automobiles began to trickle into America not long after production began after World War II. American servicemen found love with the sporty MG TCs while stationed in England and brought them to the United States, starting America's sports car craze of the 1950s. This beautiful 1948 TC is slightly modified for better performance with a supercharger, finned aluminum brake drums, chrome wire wheels, and special paint and upholstery. This had a 70 horsepower, and it was about $2,300 when new. And this was built in England. So this is the 1948 Model TC Roadster. Again, that's a very, very beautiful vehicle there. This is a 1946 Volkswagen Type 11 saloon. This early Volkswagen saloon was built in 1946 in Germany under British occupation of the factory after World War II. Prototypes of the People's Car were built as early as 1934 by Ferdinand Porsche under Hitler's direction. Nethercutt was quoted in 1970 saying, "Volkswagens is a message that Detroit ignored." Interesting. The Volkswagen. This is a 1932 American Austin Baton Roadster. Herbert Austin started the American Austin Car Company in 1929. Despite the market crash, production in Butler, Pennsylvania began in the May of 1930. The production quota was 100 cars per day in one of the newest, best-equipped factories of the day. In 1932, the company was saved from bankruptcy and stayed alive for 4 more years. So this is a 15 horsepower. It's a 4-cylinder. It was built in Grand Rapids, Michigan. This is the 1932 American Austin Baton Roadster. I'm not a fan of red really, but that's a very good combo of red and black. This is a 1958 Vespa Model 400 Jolly. The Vespa 400 is a rear engine microcar produced by ACMA, which stands for, something in French, I can't say it. The 400s were built in France under license from Italy, the famous maker of millions of Vespa motor scooters. This one-off body was built as a tribute to the famous Fiat Jolly beach cars. So this had an 18 horsepower. It was only a 2-cylinder, and this was originally in Knoxville, Tennessee, the coach builder. But yeah, I could see why this only has, 18 horsepower. Look how little it is. It's almost like a modern day go-kart, but it's quite nice looking. It's, it's simple, it's clean, it does the job that's needed to do. It doesn't need to be too fancy. But yeah, let me see here. So I hope you all kind of enjoyed that. This was the, this was the Nethercutt, little auction area, not auction area. messing up my words, but this was the Nethercut area where they have their vehicles. So
Hey, look who I found.
yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you guys soon.